Well, good morning, everyone. Okay, so Ray gave me a tip for this one. Unfortunately, the road's gated off. Otherwise, I would have been able to drive right up to it. But I kind of gathered this is another overthrust, supposed overthrust. And I don't know all the details. Ray couldn't think of any details off the top of his head. So I'll document it, then dig up the details later. All I know is this is another claimed overthrust. I believe this is one of the unnamed overthrust that was mentioned in the one scientific article that I talked about yesterday. So I'll just take a cruise up the road, and then once I've got this one, heading back into Banff and up to Castle Mountain, sorry. And there's another very well-known overthrust there called the Coleman overthrust. So I'll check it out. Yeah, you love it when you're in grizzly territory and you hear large crashing through the bush. I'm pretty sure it's just some more cows, though. Open range here. Yeah, what are you looking at? Eh? What do you think you're looking at? By the way, here's a quick tip on how to identify whether a bear is a black bear or a brown bear. Climb up a tree. If it climbs the tree and kills you, it's a black bear. If it pushes the tree over and kills you, it's a brown bear. So that's how you know. So, of course, as I mentioned earlier, about yesterday in the Badlands, Harry, of course, is an oil field worker, right? So he's out monitoring compressor stations like this and stuff, including the smaller ones. It was pretty funny. The new compressors are actually turbines, not piston pumps. So you got to understand, these pipes are running, sometimes thousands of psi. So, and they're pumping for miles, right? Up and over the hills and everything. So if the compressor suddenly shuts down, goes into emergency shutdown, well, with the piston pumps, it's not a big deal because they have check valves. The turbine pumps don't have this. So you've got miles of pipe pressure that suddenly start winding the compressor backwards. And in the manual it says, you might want to seek shelter in behind a vehicle or some safe object. Because sometimes it'll just wind the turbine out where it can't take it and it blows up. So pretty entertaining anyway. This is a pretty serious facility. Apparently, some of the cows have diarrhea. I mean, look at that. That's got to be like 12 feet. You just can't help but be impressed. Creek's a little dry this time of year. So this is Canyon Creek. Now Canyon Gully. Okay, just coming up the roadway. Check this out. That's impressive. Wonder why they call this Canyon Creek. Man, there's got to be 150, 200 foot walls, the faces, and then these mountains have to be pushing 1,000 feet. Apparently this corner of the roadway didn't survive very well. And look at this. There's a plaque over here on this cliff. I'm going to go over and take a photograph of it, see what it says. Okay, so herein lies my dilemma. Ray didn't have any information. He just knew it was an overthrust. The contact was here. He said, go down the road. It's right on the road. You can drive right up to it. Well, if the gate was open. And there's only one contact I can see here. He said it would be obvious. And he has been back here with a couple of geologists. Problem is, he hasn't done any petrographic analysis and didn't have any information on this at all. But this is the only contact I can see. Where's the difference? Looks like limestone or dolomite on top, and I can't tell what's on the bottom. I'll go take a closer look, see if I can possibly identify what's going on here with the fossils. I see some climbing anchors here. Let's see, where's the others? If I can find them here, we're up close. Look for the red straps. There they are. So apparently people are using this for climbing. Actually, this would be a fun cliff to climb. Okay, so assuming this is the contact, no slick insides, no rubble underneath indicating any kind of sliding or anything like that. It doesn't look like any heat metamorphosis of any kind. That would turn this into marble, and assuming this is limestone as well, the heat would turn them into marble, so that's what you look for. That's pretty easy to spot with the naked eye, so, but it doesn't look metamorphosed to me. So anyway, I'm grabbing some samples. I'll take them back and get them analyzed. It's a different contact. So I don't know if that's the one Ray's talking about. I think I'd have to come back here with Ray. Too many contacts. I can't tell what's what. And here we are. This is Castle Mountain. So once again, right at the top of the slope. That is the contact. Gonna get up there. I don't know for sure that this is actually going to take me to the thrust fault, but the other way is about a 12-hour hike round trip. As it is, this one's going to be about 5 hours, a quick guess. So anyway, I'll take to the trail, and if it doesn't take me, then I'll come back at a later time. So I broke down and got a bear banger. And the way this worked, Harry and I shot one of these off earlier, and I don't understand. We shot it off horizontally, but the package says all over it, shoot vertically. So in other words, you're supposed to shoot it up like this. And yeah, it makes a big bang. But the point is, it shoots off about 3 or 4 little balls, which also explode and make bangs. And, well, one of the reasons I tell you not to shoot it off horizontally is because it may go past the bear, detonate, and then scare the bear towards you. And also, it doubles as a flare gun. So, got 2 different heads, bear banger or flare. And I spent so much time in the bush, I figured, well, it's $40, but pepper spray was $80. So, and I like the idea of scaring the bear way before it gets close, rather than waiting until it gets close enough to spray its eyes with pepper. Okay, well, gonna be about 3.7 kilometer hike. Looks like about 500 meter ascent, so 1,500 feet. By the way, yesterday I wasn't even close. It's over 1,700 feet. I thought it was 1,200 feet, quick guess. I actually thought it was 1,000. Yeah, it was 1,700 feet. So 2 hours and 1,700 feet is actually a really good time. I'm actually pretty happy about that. Okay, so the trail I'm on, believe it or not, they used to have a fire tower on top of that mountain. Must have been quite the chore. I mean, I imagine they were up there for a week or something, but man, imagine hiking supplies and stuff up in this. Anyway, so you can actually tell, because they abandoned this in like the 70s, right? So up until that time, it was still an active tower. And so you can see stuff like here, an insulator bolted into the tree for electrical. There's one there. And there's the other one. Oh, wrong tree. There it is. Another one there. So you got electrical cables running up the hill alongside the trail and everything too. They refer to this as a gentle slope. Yeah, gentle being a relative word. So anyway, as I was saying, I forgot to mention, okay, so the bear bangers, okay? So they say you're supposed to shoot them up in the air, not towards the bear. Here's the thing. This thing will fire 30 to 40 meters up in the air. Okay, great. What does that do to have a whole pile of things going bang 30 to 40 meters up in the air when I've got a bear 20 meters in front of me? Haven't quite got that part figured out yet. Well, I confirmed one thing the past couple days. I am severely out of shape. And unfortunately, there's no app for the iPhone for doing things like CPR, apparently. You know, place the phone over your non-beating heart and press go or whatever, you know. So, whew, this is a killer trail. But the views are starting to get more spectacular. Yeah, so as you look across the valley, now this is the north sides of the mountain. So if I was on the north side of this mountain, I'm on the south side, I'd already be encountering snow right now. We saw that when we hiked up to the Burgess Shale, which was about the same altitude, and there was a lot of snow up there still. Yeah, you start getting up to these altitudes, it's pretty incredible how far you can see. That mountain there is about 20 kilometers away. So you start looking up the valley, you're looking at mountains 50 kilometers away. Woohoo! I'm uploading a video to Facebook from my iPhone. I just took it from up top. Woohoo! It's on.